All right, so we're talking about sine law, the ambiguous case. I'm not going to go through cosine law and sine law without the ambiguous case, just this one, because the other ones we've done before. So the ambiguous case. Ambiguous means that there's more than one interpretation, or it's unclear as to what the answer is. So if we remember that sine of theta is equal to 1 over root 2, or root 2 over 2, we remember that the angle is 45 degrees, or theta is 45 degrees. But it could also be in the second quadrant, or 135 degrees. Both of those have the ratio of 1 over 2. Sine of 45 is 1 over root 2, sorry. And sine of 135 is 1 over root 2. So it's ambiguous because they're both answers. It's unclear as to which angle I'm talking about. So let's think about a triangle. I have angle A, which is 30 degrees, side A, which is 1.5, and side B, which is 2. So let's say this is side A. Oh, sorry. It's angle A. Which is 30 degrees. Side B, which is 2. Sorry. Side B, which is 2, but side A is 1.5. And side B is 2. So if this is angle A here, opposite to that is side A. And I'm just saying that this is side B. There's no reason. I could have put it down here. So I'm going to say this is angle A. This would be angle B. So we'll say that's angle C and side C. So the thing is, I don't actually know if this triangle is possible. I've been given two sides and an angle. I don't know how long this side is, and given these dimensions, I don't really know if this will connect with the third side. Not yet anyway, we'll figure that part out. So what I want to do now is figure out what angle B is. And really, if I think about sine law, that's the only thing I can find out anyway. I don't know anything about angle C or side C, so I'm going to find angle B. So sine of 30, angle A, over side A is 1.5. And that's sine B over 2. So probably should have made this a little smaller, or made room to write. So now if I'm going to solve for sine B, I'm going to multiply by 2. So 2 sine 30 divided by 1.5 is sine B. So let me take out the calculator. 2 sine 30 1.5. So sine B is 0.6667. So B would be arc sine that. Which is something. I'm going to round to 42 degrees. So B is 42 degrees, which is what my calculator tells me. But we remember that there's an angle in quadrant 1 and an angle in quadrant 2 where sine can have this ratio. So I got to figure out what the other angle is. So if sine of 42 in the first quadrant, then sine of 180 minus 42 would be equal to that. So which one is the solution? That's the point. It's the ambiguous case. It's either going to be 42 or 180 minus 42. So if it was the same one that we drew, obviously not to scale. This was 30, 1.5, 2, and this was 42. So this is our acute triangle where all the angles are less than 90. So now we can figure out angle C and side C. So angle C is easy, right? Go back to elementary school. Subtract from 180. So 108 degrees. Okay, and then you use sine law to find side C as well. So C is 1.5 times the sine of 108 divided by sine 30. So we already figured out angle C. Now we got to figure out side C. So type it in. 8 divided by sine of 30 is 2.9. So if angle B, the first angle that we figured out, is 42, then angle C is 108, side C is 2.9. But what if we have a different possibility? So the other two sides, all the information is going to be the same that we were given. So 30 degrees, side A is 1.5, side B is 2. But now instead of angle B being 42, it's the 180 minus 42. Because that's the other possibility. So we have 138 as angle B. So now we're going to do the same thing to find angle C and side C. So now we find that angle C is 12 degrees. And so here we have an obtuse triangle where one of the angles is greater than 90 degrees. And then we do the same thing to find side C. So now if angle C is 12, I'm going to put it over 12 instead of 108. And 1.5 over sine of 30. have my calculator with me. I'm trying to use my phone, so it's not the fastest. So feel free to fast forward. So we get 0.6237, so it's a small side. So we can see here 2, 1.5, and 2.9 because side C was longer when angle B was 138, then side C was much shorter because this angle here is only 12, right? It's not spread out that much, so this is going to be a small side. So it's ambiguous because based on the information, I don't know which triangle it is. It's either this one or this one. They're both possibilities. So that is the ambiguous case. Again, feel free to pause, fast forward, watch, and double check if you want. So I'm given this information, and I want to see now if it is this the ambiguous case or not. So I just always start the same way. Draw a triangle like this, and I don't know if it's possible yet to draw this with the given information, but we're going to figure that out. So if this is angle A, directly across from it would be side A, side B. So again, I don't know anything about angle C or side C, so I'm going to use the sine law to figure out angle B because that's the only thing I can figure out. So angle B over side B is equal to angle A over side A sine B is angle B then would be 73 degrees. Okay, but as we just saw, it could be 73 or angle B could be 180 minus 73 because it's in this, it's sine, and 73 is in the first quadrant, so the other possibility in the second quadrant will be 107. So I don't know what angle B is specifically. It could be 73 or it could be 107. So I need to do both of those solutions. I'm not going to do them because we just did it, but it could be that we have a solution where it looks like this, where angle B is 73 and everything else is the same. Or it could be where angle B is 107 and everything else is the same. So we see that the side C changes depending on what angle B is. The number of solutions depend on the side opposite to the given angle and the above angle at side A. So what that means is this. I think this should be A is less than B. Yeah, sorry. This is A is less than B. So if A is less than B, or A is less than the height. So I'll show you what that means. So this is angle A. This is angle B, angle C. So if A, side A, is less than side B, and this is H, the height. Sorry. If A is less than the height, so this side is less than the height of the triangle, there's no way that this side would be long enough. If I swung it around like this, there's no way it would be long enough to reach the third side. So no matter what angle C is, so if it was this big or this big or this big, whatever angle it is, it's not long enough to reach that third side because it's less than the height. So that would mean no solution. You cannot make a triangle out of that. Now, if A is equal to the height, and this is angle A, this is A, B, C, C. If it's equal to the height, that means it's a right angle triangle. So there's one solution. Now, what happens when there's two solutions? So A is greater than the height. So you could have one solution like this, or it's kind of, side A is not changing the length of that. So if I change the angle, none of these work because it would go past, and you can't go past this side and make a triangle. But if we decrease the angle, decrease the angle, then eventually we'll meet the other side. So that's why we get that very skinny triangle. Okay, and this says the height would be outside of the triangle, because the height has to be 90 degrees. So then there'd be two solutions. You don't really have to even think about that. What we really only going to do is look at the information that we're given and think, can I do more than one triangle? So 2 questions left. So I'm not going to complete the questions. I'm just going to show you if it's the ambiguous case or not. So let's see if this works. So this is 36, 5.9, 7.8. Okay, so forget that box over there. Let's just look at this. This is the information I have. The only thing I can do is find side or angle B. So let's find angle B. I don't have my calculator, so. Angle B, we do sine inverse. 51 degrees. So 51 degrees. Or angle B can be 129. So now I think, okay, if angle B is 51, that's possible because 51 plus 36, there's still plenty of room left for 180, so that should be fine. And then 36 and 129, again, plenty of room left for a third angle, so it's possible to have two triangles. So I'm going to then solve for both triangles, one where B is 51 and the other where B is 129. Okay. Sorry about that. So it's angle D, and it should be E actually. And this would be F. But it doesn't matter what the letters are. It's still doing the same thing. So solve for sine of E. So we're going to multiply both sides by 9.3. Okay, and then angle E. Be 48. Okay, but it could be 48 or 180 minus 48. 132. Okay, and again, you think, okay, 35 and 48, that's perfectly fine. There's enough room for another triangle there. 35 and 132. Put that together, you get 167. So there's still room left for another angle because they have to add up to 180. So if this angle and this angle go over 180, then it's not possible. But as long as they're less than 180, then it's possible. So you figure out the two triangles. Okay. So if you look in your textbook, there is the conditions that you can go through to check to see what if it's the ambiguous case or not. But I think that if you can just solve for two triangles, you solve. If you can't, then it's not ambiguous. Okay.